Alright, I have one more of these to do, and then I can be done for a bit and play Orcs Must Die, which hasn't gone up yet and won't be up for a while, so nobody ask about that. Reasons for arrest. So you want to know... yeah.
Hold it!
Just press this. Let's get one thing clear. You do know who you arrested, right? What? Do you take me for a complete fool? The one I arrested was Simon Keyes, no doubt about it. I expected he'd at least understand that much. Obviously, we had a fatal reason for arresting Simon. Well, let's hear it then. Really, that's quite a surprise. So what is the fatal reason for the arrest? Are you attempting to lure information out of me through flattery? A good strategy, but I'm afraid it won't work on me. I'm just too good to reveal all of my information that we found evidence in his cell about that to you. We have found vital evidence implicating Simon Keyes. That's what Sebastian was trying to say. Yes, so because of this fatal vital evidence, I had Simon arrested. Answer is simple. We found traces of that guy over there. That is so vague. Like, needlessly vague. That guy over there. That's certainly vague. Yes, thank you. Well, don't they say, the best hears one thing... What? The best hears one thing and understands 10. No, no one says that. Furthermore, you're just being lazy. Explain it in more detail. Sebastian, if it's alright with you, would you please explain it to them in more detail? I'm sure that everyone wants to hear what you have to say. Yeah, could you please use some proper nouns, you fuck? Alright, if you insist, Justice Courtney. We discovered that... Perhaps you didn't know, but the victim carried a chessboard with him. From it, we found the suspected Simon Keyes' fingerprints. Oh, God. Well done, Sebastian. I bless you on behalf of the goddess of the law. Please amend your testimony if you're alright with that. I don't even want to press anymore. I just want to shove this in his face. That's so bad, even for this game, to have a character arrest a guy based on that. Edgeworth, Francesca, Godot, Lang, Shadmandi, Blackquill, none of them. Gavin from Apollo Justice, which I barely played because that game's awful. None of them. Gameplay-wise, not story-wise. Apollo Justice is fine story, shit gameplay. Well, it's the same gameplay. The cases are dumb. None of them would have arrested a guy on that flimsy of evidence. Yes. That's ridiculous. I'm just gonna... Like, it's just so... Whatever, we're moving on. Fingerprints found on the chessboard. Is that the ace up your sleeve? Ace in my sleeve? Oh, ace up my sleeve. Yes, the methods I use are always the best. This ace is my trump card. Ace could be low if you're using a straight, you know. Well, then allow me to show you that that is not in fact a trump card at all. Simon Keyes was the one who sent the chessboard to the victim in the first place, so it's only natural some of his prints would be left on it. Oh, shit, when you put it that way. Also, his hair turned into an exclamation point instead of a question mark. Yeah. Shock and surprise. That took way too long. These fingerprints are hardly decisive evidence. Perhaps your arrest was a little too rash. Rash? Woohoo! To begin with, the incident occurred in the detention center and the prison. To suspect Simon just because he isn't a prisoner or a guard is a little unreasonable. Ah! What? What's with him all of a sudden? Woohoo! I finally get what you're trying to say. Rash. You mean we were too hasty to arrest the guy, right? He was stuck on that? Sure, I was the first to lay eyes on him, and I was the first to notice the evidence. That was even faster. But I am not rash. Sure, Simon Keyes isn't a guard or a prisoner, but... Sebastian. Judge Courtney. But what are you doing, Justine? Don't butt in like that. Pardon me, Sebastian. Yes, your words on the suspect are very interesting. However, shouldn't you get to the best part first? The best part? Why don't you tell them about your wonderful reasoning regarding the murder weapon? Good one, Justine. Nice suggestion. Mr. Edgeworth, listen to my first-rate reasoning.
Objection!
Will the reasoning explain why you arrested Mr. Keyes? I'm sure it will meet your expectations. Just Courtney, just change the flow of the conversation. Just what is she planning? Alright, let's hear some actual non-terrible information. Okay, let's see. It's obvious that the murder weapon was a sharp metal object. I don't know about metal, but probably sharp. Well, definitely sharp. It pierced his neck, for God's sake. However, the prisoner maintained strict control over potentially lethal items. So, that's why I've reasoned that the murder weapon was brought in from outside. Yes, it was hidden inside the chessboard. And since only the victim and the suspect's fingerprints were on the chessboard, isn't it obvious who brought it and used it, the murder weapon? At least it's clearer than the last testimony. It's the best reasoning you can get from prosecutor the best. How do you like that? Now he's mixing up the best with his own name. But couldn't someone really hide a weapon inside a gift sent to a prisoner? Woo! You'll find a good place if you examine the inside of the chessboard. Inside the chessboard, is there some place to hide a weapon? Well, let's check it out, shall we? There should... I guess it could work. As I thought, there's only chess pieces inside. Wow, what an annoying laugh. Woohoo! Inside the chessboard, huh? Perhaps I should examine a bit further. Let's examine the chess pieces first. These are chess pieces, right? Oh, I saw something like that similar to your office, Mr. Edgeworth. Huh? But the pieces are black and white. Those are the correct colors. My pieces were custom made. Custom made? That sounds like treasure to me. Their eyes are sparkling. Does she intend to steal it? I believe they're red and blue, if I'm not mistaken. This is... the top panel is removable. It's quite deep. Yes, there's more than enough room to hide a small knife. So you're suggesting that this guy brought a chessboard, opened it up, whipped out a knife, stabbed him, dragged him to the prison area with nobody seeing, and then left the chessboard, but remembered to take the knife. Is that what you're implying here? And then walked out, just holding a knife. No questions or anything. I find that unlikely, to say the least. Woohoo! Understand now. This is how the culprit smuggled in the... Humph. Humph. What's with this humph? I wasn't even finished. Mr. De Best, there was something you have forgotten. There's a gate at the entrance of the detention center. Well, there is, but... He means the security gates with the metal detectors, Sebastian. We had to pass through the same checks when we entered the prison, remember? Ah, yeah, that... He doesn't say yeah. I'm fucking retconning that. Ah, indeed, that's it. I remember now. It looks like he completely forgot. It would be impossible to smuggle a sharp metal object into the detention center, and therefore your reasoning is never held, even from the very beginning. Yeesh. That gavel. wonder if Von Karma will show up at any point. That gate is only used on people. In other words, packages... Really? They don't check... Whatever. In other words, packages sent through the detention undergo a simpler check. It seems like they should undergo a more prudent check. Also, if it's a package, he couldn't have killed him. Otherwise, he provided the knife and you're saying the guy committed suicide. This is absurd. So they don't use a metal detector for that? This never should have happened. It seems the guards were too careless. Portable folding, chessboard, belonging to Nightly. There's a hidden space in the chessboard. Security gate, located at the entrance, data center of the prison, detention center. Checks for metal objects. Right, Justine. Thanks for the assist. You're welcome. Now then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, your cross-examination, if you please. Cross-examination? It's as if we were in a courtroom. Very well, his reasoning. Let's see how long it will last under pressure. Alright, let's hear yours. It's obvious the murder... Oh, I read that already.
Hold it!
Get to the pressing. A sharp metal object. Do you have proof of that? Didn't you see the victim's wound? Worthless, prosecutor. The fatal blow was a stab to the throat. A knife perfectly matched up with that. There can be no other explanation. Welcome to the world of Phoenix Wright. There are literally 1,000 other explanations. Hell, I can think of a few. A pen. A sword. Where'd he get those? Fucking, I don't know. You're just asking for explanations. So far, all you say is a knife. A sharpened piece of rebar, for God's sakes. It seems they don't know about that piece of information yet. What information? Oh, the dog. Ahem. Woohoo! Nothing to say. Speechless, aren't you, Mr. Edgeworth? Right, next, there's plenty more to my reasoning. However, the prison maintains a strict control of potentially lethal items. Obviously, the murder weapon. I'm guessing I just present the dog here. That would probably be the correct answer. Anyways, let's just press this.
Hold it!
Sorry. Anyways. Even with the strict control... I was checking my phone. There are still some items that could be used, right? Well, yeah. Well, indeed. Like the grooming scissors. Of course, there's more to this, right, Sebastian? Exactly. At the time of the incident... He's turning into Edgeworth. Woohoo! At the time of... Woohoo! At the time of the incident, only one was being borrowed. However, there was no reaction when we tested it for blood. Those would be the scissors that just saw what was practicing with. So, the inside of the prison was completely clear of sharp implements. I find that debatable. So, that's why I've reasoned that this is the murder weapon. Can you be more specific about where it came from? Of course I can. It didn't come from inside the prison. Are you trying to sound smart? Simon Keyes brought it in. That is what we meant. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you even figure out that much? I'm disappointed in you, you naughty boy. And you've disappointed me from the start, you simpleton. Woohoo! So Simon brought the murder weapon. But how, you ask? Yes, it was hidden inside that chessboard. No weapon was found at the crime scene, not even inside the chessboard. So where did the murder weapon disappear to? I'd like to hear your answer to that. That's... Well, after the crime, the culprit must have hidden it somewhere in the prison. Is there a problem with the statement Base just made? Well, yeah, duh. His logic's horrible. The murder weapon was hidden in the prison? I don't think so. It's clear from this piece of evidence. What shows the metal weapon can't be inside the prison? The metal detector? I would imagine. Although that just passes through. Checks for metal objects. That would make sense. Oh. Well, I mean... yeah, that would be it.
Take that!
It better be it, thank you.
Have you completely forgotten your own actions? You, along with Warden Brolin, conducted a search of the prison, but you did not find the murder weapon, right?
Dumb kid. Woo! That's... we must have overlooked something. This guy's just completely contradicted himself.
You carried out such a sloppy investigation, I'm amazed that you call yourself the best.
Are you mocking me? Where did she get that pad to smack her gavel onto? Sebastian. Please calm yourself. Do not get caught up in this opponent's pace. I'm fine, Justine. Did you really think the best prosecutor would be shaken by someone miles behind him?
I wish he'd stop messing around with other people's names.
I want to know how that worked in the Japanese version. Because I feel like that's... good job localization, guys. The fans who made this. But I want to know how that worked in the original Japanese. Because I don't know Miles Edgeworth's name. Super fans out there who are watching this and seem to know all the insider information about grape juice. What was Miles' name literally translated in Japanese? And how does that joke work? I don't expect you to, like, figure out the exact translation of the game or anything, but his name must mean something in the Japanese. So, what does it mean is my question. Oh, in that case, Kay Faraday is far ahead.
Okay, I'm going to murder you.
Yes, if my best investigation didn't find anything, then there must not have been a single weapon in the prison. In that case, there's only one possibility. The criminal must have taken the murder weapon with him. This guy's not very good, is he? So it's only natural we didn't find it there, indeed.
Objection!
Thank you, Edgeworth.
There was no way the culprit could have brought the murder weapon out of the prison. And this piece of evidence shows why. We literally just talked about it, you baffling simpleton. Have you completely forgotten your own testimony?
That's twice you've insulted me.
No, it seems you remember what I said earlier. But you don't. But you do well to remember further than that.
Oh, for God's sakes. Courtney, fire this guy. You clearly have ulterior motives, but this guy's an idiot. Find somebody else. What is that? This guy, he really doesn't remember anything.
It seems that way.
Maybe we should just let him prosecute and get the not guilty verdict because he sucks so much.
The detention center and the prison are equipped with security gates. Anyone leaving must pass through these gates. Gates equipped with metal detectors.
That's what you... Looks like he remembers now.
Yes, there's no way someone could have brought that murder weapon through those gates. And so the criminal could not have taken it out of the prison either.
So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, do you know where this murder weapon went to?
Perhaps the murder weapon is still inside the prison.
But we couldn't find it anywhere in the prison.
The reason you didn't find it is because you believed it to be a sharp metal object.
We saw the very moment Mr. Knightley was attacked, after all. If you... Noises. If you can say that much, then perhaps you could enlighten us. What would you say is the murder weapon in this case? Well, obviously.
From this piece of evidence, the murder weapon is...
Oh wait, am I presenting the dog or the footage? Oh, from this piece of evidence, we can see the murder weapon. Okay. So, the footage.
Take that!
Here is footage from a security camera. It shows one of the cells in the detention center. See it with your own eyes.
Dum-de-da, you can't see my face. Dum-de-da-da. What the hell? Oh my God! Wait. I saw movement in the mirror. You should stop doing that, seriously. What? It can't be.
This tape clearly shows the moment the victim was attacked by a black dog. I believe this is sufficient proof, wouldn't you say?
Indeed, this is vital evidence.
Horace Knightley was killed in the detention center by that dog. After all, the body was moved to the prison workroom. After that, a witness claimed to have seen the dog in the workroom when the body was found. Of course, a dog couldn't have planned this crime on its own. However, there is someone who could have.
Are you really going to try and defend an assassin? That's enough, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Judge Courtney, look, I'm aware you have ulterior motives here, but come on, this is pretty damning.
It's true, this camera footage is vital evidence. However, there is something else you must prove. Actually, you've already noticed it, haven't you?
It's just as she says, there is a huge flaw in my reasoning.
If that black dog is a prisoner's pet, how was it able to move between the detention center? We have this. He's got the collar. The animals can move freely. Whatever. What will we do, Mr. Edgeworth?
I still don't know how the dog managed to move from one place to the other.
So, let me get this straight. Unless I can prove how a dog managed to carry a body, the job you, as prosecutors, are apparently supposed to be doing, or the best detectives, you're going to arrest the guy who clearly didn't do it because there is obviously security footage of him being attacked by a dog. Okay, we don't know how he moved the body, but he was clearly attacked by a dog. You can't just overlook that.
I still don't know how the dog managed to blah blah blah. I knew it.
What? You're one to talk. You don't know either. Look, Justine. Really? Come on, game. That's pretty bad. That's some pretty bad writing.
Your Honor, I present this tape in which a man is attacked by a dog. Yes, this is in fact quite clearly a man being attacked by a dog. And he was found with a dog. I find no choice but to find the dog.
Objection, Your Honor. How did the dog move the body?
Good point. With that flaw, I suppose I can't convict him. Guess I'll have to go to the guy who knife argument doesn't hold up either. Guilty.
Your logic's not any better at this point. He couldn't have brought the knife with him, and you didn't find the knife. Either your investigation was sloppy and you didn't find the murder weapon, which you don't want to cop to, or he magically moved a knife away from the prison without passing through a metal detector. That's idiotic. If this were a real courtroom, I would call for a recess now.
Wait, I'm not finished yet.
And again, Court has been adjourned. Leave at once.
This isn't a courtroom.
Well then, as I said, court is adjourned.
Objection!
I can't prove my argument, but isn't it the same case with Mr. Keyes?
Thank you. Whatever do you mean?
Just as I don't know how the dog entered the detention center, you also don't know how Simon Keyes entered the detention center and prison. Although he came here to visit the victim, he was an outsider to the prison. Don't you think it would be difficult for him to commit a crime inside the prison?
I mean, there's more obvious plot holes in her argument, but yeah, okay. I'll take what I can get.
Judge Courtney, now the burden of proof lies with you. Show us evidence that Simon Keyes entered the prison.
I don't know how to make her laugh, so I'm just not going to. You want me I'm happy to oblige.
What? Does she really have evidence?
It's about time I told you. Now that I know the basis of your reasoning, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
What is she thinking?
It seems you don't even know Simon Keyes' real occupation.
Stoner?
He is a circus performer.
A circus performer?
Yes. Have you ever heard of the...
Oh my god. Oh, I can feel myself getting angry. How dare they remind me of that case. That case is an atrocity in Phoenix Wright logic. Everything about it is horrid. Characters are nice, but... Circus. No. But of course, yesterday was a day that I wouldn't have missed for the world. Wouldn't have missed it for the world? Did you have some kind of important meeting? Meeting? Oh, heavens, no. I despise meetings. It was the animal show, of course.
It seems you've realized. He was a member in the circus? On the day of the incident, an animal show was being performed at the prison. And the show was put on by the Very Big Circus. Oh, that circus went under. So then, do you mean Simon is? Simon Keyes entered the prison as a staff member of the animal show. That we know for a fact.
No! This woman, she's been concealing this fact the whole time. She only planned to reveal it after hearing my reasoning.
Yeah, that still doesn't explain the dog. I stick with... Alright, so they shot down how he entered the prison. Fine. Although security cameras really should have picked him up attacking the guy. Oh wait, security cameras did pick something up attacking the guy. The fucking dog!
Come to think of it... What are you doing, Justine? Don't butt in like that.
Pardon me, Sebastian. Yes, your words on the suspect are very interesting. Ting. However, shouldn't you get to the best part first?
Mr. De Best was going to say it then, but she stopped him.
Woohoo! How do you like that, worthless prosecutor?
You didn't do anything!
Well then, now it really is time for a recess. I'll end with some advice. I had already doubted your abilities as a prosecutor. Which is what... aren't I the chief prosecutor? No, okay, I'm not, but... I solved a spoilers in the last game. That was kind of a big deal. Which is why I revealed... I guess it wouldn't be spoilers. I solved a murder at an embassy. It was kind of a big deal. I won't say who did it, but whatever. Which is why I relieved you of your authority. You'd best not forget that.
You're a straight-up bitch, aren't you?
Indeed I am. The pick can still take away your badge. If you value your badge, I'd advise you not to show your face before me again.
Is that a threat?
The goddess of law is merciful, but that doesn't mean you can get away with everything. And one more thing. I must digress. I suggest you stop with this defense attorney act.
That's none of your concern. I don't intend to abandon a case I'm involved in so easily.
For defense attorneys, a relationship of mutual trust with their client is vital. It is very different from the way of the prosecutor.
I've played defense attorney before. Look, the third game.
I think. Yeah, third game. In any case, you didn't even know about your client's occupation. That's why I'm an assistant. Mr. Shields over here is the main guy. Well then, I must be going. May the blessing of the goddess of the law be upon you. There's a reason I'm dragging this episode on. I happen to know this is the end of part 1, coming up here. Did Simon lie to us? It seems he lied to Uncle Ray, too. This complicates matters. Why'd he do that? Hey now, Miles, don't tell me you've got cold feet already. Courtney Pie is quite a handful, but giving up is still uncool. A defense attorney's creed is to never give up, remember. You're my assistant.
Of course, I don't plan on giving up either. It's just... my theory is that he couldn't enter the prison no longer holds. It looks like we'll have to investigate once more.
Yeah, it was the end. That's what I was waiting for. I knew that was coming up. A friend of mine who's actually played this game informed me. He gave me a brief list of all of the to be continued parts so that I could make episodes accordingly. Well, this would have been half an episode anyways, but that's going to be it for me for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Tokenlad. Talk to you later, shoot and go share. See you around, Ass Clowns.